Hello and welcome to the Daily's Double Shot. I'm Andrew Mitrak.
And I'm Christy Hamilton. This week we're on spring break.
So we'll be taking a look at some of our favorite segments from winter quarter.
Ooh, what is that? Chinese.
Yeah.
I'll see you there.
Okay.
To start us off, Tarek Walmsley visits the UDub Farm to see what's up.
I went down to the UDub Farm to take an inside look at what goes on here every day, how it all started, and where it's headed next.
4 or 5 years ago, a group of about 5 students and faculty were looking at this spot here, which was basically just bare dirt, and said we should have a garden here. It's ridiculous to have bare dirt. So they put in a ton of work and they did what's called double digging.
It was an excellent experience to just get free license to expand and garden where you wanted.
Right now we're at a point where there are so many people involved with the farm and so many people who are wanting to do work. We're really, searching for things for them to do.
And so what we're trying to do with that energy now is move on to a new spot. We're trying to get more land because you can only grow so much food on 1/3 of an acre. And so we got our eyes on Fogey Field right over there. It's a little less than an acre. And we're in the process of developing a plan how we would use that space to take to the Campus Landscape Advisory Committee.
The Campus Sustainability Fund is one of the most amazing things that I've heard about. It takes, everyone pays into it. I think it's $5 to $10. We can get grants for up to $60,000 to do things like expand, maybe buy something that we really need here.
We want a bigger farm. We want a farm that can support a vast array of educational opportunities for students and can also produce food for the HFS. HFS has basically said they'll take any food that we can grow for them because it's great, right? It's local, it's organic, it's student grown.
There's so much urban space that can be gardened, and when you grow your own food in your yard, your carbon footprint just goes down exponentially.
We've expanded into all around the greenhouse here, out front, what we call the back 40 back there, which is certainly not 40 acres, but it's a hell of a lot more space than we used to have.
Unfortunately, there's a bunch of trees here, which, I love trees, everyone loves trees, but it means that we can't grow anything that well. So instead of using this area to make more beds for growing plants, we're just going to use this area to just make a lot of compost. This is part of our compost system. We do a lot of different types of composting here. It's less efficient to do so many different types, but it's a great educational experience.
We've expanded the diversity of things we actually do with our hands, and kind of most importantly, we've expanded the educational facets of the farms.
The Botany Greenhouse, located just beside the farm, is also an important educational facility. Doug Ewing, who manages the greenhouse, was kind enough to give me a quick tour.
There are 4 rooms with teaching collections, and let's go in one and look at it. This is one of our warmer tropical rooms, and has a lot of plants that are economically important. We show visitors coffee, chocolate. This is the world's largest seed. Sometimes people call it the double coconut, but it's a palm tree from the Seychelles Islands. This specimen I've been growing for more than 25 years, and it's gotten some size. It has these really cool looking leaf scars. These are roots. So as this thing grows and gets taller, it keeps dropping roots that'll go down, in some cases, 100 feet. We have in this room a lot of the epiphytes, the plants that grow on the side of trees. Little trigger hairs down inside the leaf. And you have to tickle them a couple of times to get it to activate the trap. Every day is different in terms of what's going on with the plants. We don't have coursework in how to grow plants. That's where groups like the UDub Farm really have sort of blossomed, because that's one of their strong interests.
So we have different colleges, different schools, different departments all coming down and learning about things they're studying through hands-on work at the farm.
We have a cob oven event. Every month we get, anywhere between 20 and 40 people out here just making pizza and hanging out. This is what really got the UW Farm on the map as something that we did. We built this and everyone likes it and everyone uses it, so everyone's happy about it. On this table right here, we just have like 20 people standing around rolling out pizzas, throw it in there, and it takes like 2 to 3 minutes to cook, pull it out, and everyone gets a slice. This is our herb spiral, and it's kind of cool because it's right next to the cob oven, so that when you're making like pizzas and like fancy things, you can just come over here and get some rosemary, sage, oregano. Higher up, it's a different microclimate than down here. So you put the ones that like it a little bit drier up here, and then the water seeps down. And so if they need it wetter, they'll go down here.
We're not slowing down. We are a tidal wave right now, and we're not going anywhere. It's the year of urban agriculture for Seattle, so we're trying to capitalize on that. And we are getting kind of an exponential growth in student energy at this point. We have, like I said, about 15 people every Monday morning at 7:30 get down here. They don't get credit for it, they don't get money for it.
The UDub Farm has been coined a do-ocracy, and down here we do things.
Remember when you and Kylie watched She's Out of My League?
Yeah, but I wish I didn't. That movie was painful to sit through.
Well, let's hope your review is more enjoyable than the movie.
Hello and welcome to Cinema Chat. I'm Andrew Mitrak.
And I'm Kylie Walchuk.
And tonight we're reviewing She's Out of My League. She's Out of My League follows Kirk, an airport security guard played by Jay Baruchel. He's a not so good looking guy and his career isn't going anywhere, but he's a nice guy nonetheless and he's got his friends, so he's happy. One day in comes a very fine looking woman named Molly. She's played by Alice Eve. Kirk catches Molly's attention with a kind deed and she's interested in him.
At first it's just because he's safe, but then she realizes that he is actually really refreshing, a really fun guy, and she enjoys spending time with him.
Yeah, and the rest of the movie's all downhill from that description. I think Jay Baruchel's a likable guy. I don't think he nailed this performance very well. He kind of overplayed the awkwardness. It felt like a role that Michael Cera turned down and he just kind of got stuck with.
I thought he did okay. He just wasn't a very memorable character. The acting by the two main characters were just not very memorable.
Yeah, Alice Eve, she does her part of just looking ridiculously good. And she's fine at that. It's just hard to listen to her talk. It's she's not very well seasoned as an actress, although she is very pretty to look at, and I think that was really her main goal. So I guess I have no complaints there.
Right. There's a big supporting cast, and I thought that there were a couple characters that were pretty funny. Molly's best friend, played by Kristen Ritter, is a very memorable role. She's pretty hilarious, and I thought she did really great in that movie.
In addition to her, Kirk's friends, a trio of cronies, they have their memorable moments too. But I think we've seen this buddy dynamic played better off. It's something that we've seen so often, just those guy comedies.
One thing that sort of bothered me was the friend who always quoted Disney movies like they were in some idealist romance.
Yeah.
And it was funny the first couple times, but they just took it way too far.
That's how I feel with this. A lot of this movie's jokes is like they're mildly amusing at first. Maybe if it was a 15-minute movie, I could bear it more, but God, this is a long 90 minutes. And I've got to say how uneven this movie is. It's so rigid.
It definitely was written to please both male and female audiences. It's a good movie to go see, like, couples.
No, it's not. That's the thing. It aims to be that, but it feels like they took a focus group of immature high schoolers who just wanted to see typical gross-out comedy, and then took a focus group of ditzy girls into a Matthew McConaughey, Kate Hudson romance, and then they just bashed them together and came up with this garbage.
I thought it was funny. I laughed, and I'm not a ditzy girl who likes.
I'm not accusing you of anything.
Solely Kate Hudson and Matthew McConaughey movies.
I can't speak for everybody. I'm just saying that's what I saw of it, and I was disappointed. I couldn't see myself recommending this movie to anyone except someone who I really, really disliked and a lot.
Okay. Though this movie isn't extremely creative or refreshing, I thought it was pretty funny for just, a light movie if you want to go see it with your friends and you've already seen most of the new movies out in the theaters. I think it'd be fun to see with your friends.
Okay, yeah, it is what it is, and it's obviously not a movie that's catered towards critics or anything. It's so lowbrow.
I still liked it. I've already recommended it to some of my friends.
I think your friends are in for an utter disappointment. And I hope you have a fun time defending yourself to them.
I still think that the audience that it was made for will enjoy it.
I guess we find ourselves in disagreement, but that's all the time we have.
Thanks for watching, Huskies. I'm Kylie Walchuk.
I'm Andrew Mitrak. We'll see you next time on Cinema Chat.
Wow, you really didn't like that movie.
No, I didn't.
Moving on, Kim Spalding talks to some interesting people as she ventures around campus.
Here she is asking students about the Lunar New Year.
In light of the Chinese New Year, we're going to go around campus today and see what students know about this holiday and about the traditional zodiac signs that go along with it. So, what do you guys know about Chinese New Year?
Nothing. Absolutely nothing. It's a different date than our New Year. It was just a few days ago, right? On Valentine's Day?
Yeah. They get those little red envelopes with money.
It's according to the lunar calendar, and it's a big deal for the Chinese.
Did you do anything to celebrate it?
No.
Now, do you know anything about the Chinese zodiac symbols, the animals that correspond with each year?
Yeah. I have no idea what zodiac sign I am, actually. I feel like it's kind of hard to judge an entire year's worth of kids, though.
I know that I'm like the year of the snake, I think, but that's it.
I'm a dragon. I have no idea what that even means, though.
So would you want to see how compatible you are together?
Sure.
63% chance this might work.
It might work. His wife might get in the way, but that's no biggie.
Do you know anything about your zodiac sign?
I'm the horse.
Horse people are active and energetic. They have plenty of sex appeal and know how to dress. Does this apply to you?
No. Not at all. I'm a dragon. I don't know about you. I don't know.
Okay, you're the year of the tiger. Oh, it's your year.
Wow.
So, tiger and dragon have a 76% compatibility rate. Despite minor difficulties, it's good for marriage. So it sounds like some people knew some things about Chinese New Year and some people didn't, but that's okay. We shared some facts and hopefully made some potential romance partners. Who knows? This is Kimberly Spalding reporting for the Daily's Double Shot.
The Everybody Everybody fashion show was one of my favorite highlights of winter quarter. Here's our report on the event.
This year marks UW's third annual Everybody Everybody fashion show. The show brought together local retailers and students of every shape in hopes of raising positive body image awareness. I spoke with Cassie Hopridge, one of the organizers, about the participants and the greater message.
We are literally accepting everybody and every type of body, and if you want to straighten your stuff, then straighten your stuff. On the surface level, everyone's getting their hair done, their makeup done, and they're wearing these clothes, and that's great. But the message and the feeling that the individual gets to leave with is that it doesn't matter what I look like. No one's going to come and tell me that I have to lose X amount of pounds or I have to do this or that because I'm friggin' hot the way I am.
Samantha Kraft is one of the fashion show's featured models who volunteered to share her story the night of the show. Kraft reflects on overcoming an eating disorder and says she continues to struggle with her body image today.
I have stomach and intestinal problems, and in high school I was being treated for them with a medication that was giving me so much energy I wasn't sleeping, and it had suppressed my appetite completely that I stopped eating.
You see so many problems with body image and eating disorders and just self-esteem problems that really arise, especially during this time of our lives.
I do think it's great that we have it at college. I'd like to see it at high schools too. I think that would be great.
I think it's important to have students or the media to tell the story that these people that are going to be walking the runway tomorrow are proud of who they are and how they look.
So what will the girls be modeling? I spoke to each of them about their runway outfits.
I am modeling red light. I think my outfits says a little bit about me and that some people don't usually see or my friends or peers don't get to see.
I'm wearing a black halter top, satin and lace dress and black heels and earrings.
The show really is about just showing everyone who will be there that you have confidence in yourself, but it's also that feeling that when you walk up the stage, I just did that. and I probably would have never done that ever in my life.
You don't have to be 5'10" and 110 pounds to be beautiful. Beauty comes in all shapes and sizes, and we have so many models and so many clothes designers participating in the show that you can just see the whole spectrum of what bodies look like.
There's not that many events that are on campus that are this inclusive. We have so much student involvement that I think that the message, every body is wonderful the way it is really gonna sink into the student body.
Remember when you, Laura, and Tarek determined the best pad thai on the Ave?
Yeah, how could I forget? I love getting to eat while working. Here it is.
Hi, I'm Tarek Walmsley, and today I'm in search of the best pad thai on the Ave. My first stop was Thai Tom on 47th in the Ave, where I picked up my first order of chicken pad thai. Next, I went to Tiger Room, located on 43rd in the Ave, and picked up another chicken pad thai. Finally, I went a couple doors down to Thai 65 to pick up my last order. I then headed back to the daily newsroom for judgment and prepped the pad thai for consumption. So now that we picked up the pad thai on the Ave, we're here in the daily newsroom. I'm joined by
Laura O'Neill then.
And Andrew Mittrack.
And we are going to be judging number 1, number 2, and number 3. Let's start with number 1.
All right. It doesn't even look like it has peanuts anywhere in it, which is
I
kind of
think,
strange.
no, there were some peanuts. They were
little
really
small
crushed. Yeah, you see, they're
Oh, okay.
in there.
All right.
See,
This
look
one,
at that.
We
That's a
gotta
peanut.
squint.
I'm looking forward to this. That's pretty solid. I like that.
You guys want to limatize it?
Limatize.
Alright.
No, spicy right there.
Really?
I like it. Very subtle.
The sprouts are a little, I feel like because they were mixed in, they're a little less crunchy, and that's not as good, but the flavor overall was really good for that one.
Very mild. I can taste the noodles. A medley of flavors.
Oh.
Nice. Alright, well, let's move on to number 2 then. So number 2, the reddest of the 3, I think I can safely say.
Some good looking chicken.
Yeah.
It really tastes like
Some
barbecue
big,
sauce.
Some big peanuts on this.
Do you taste the ketchup, barbecue sauce, kind of weird thing? I mean,
I don't know,
it's actually not bad.
Yeah, I can taste some hints of tomato. And just some, you know.
Is tomato paste like a normal ingredient in pad thai? Or?
I don't know. Oh, this looks good. I feel like some people like their pad thai this way, but this is not necessarily how I like it. I find myself reaching for the bean sprout carrot salad to kind of take it off because I'm not a fan of how saucy.
I like the sauciness, you know. I do prefer number 1 so far, but it's just like, I definitely see the appeal of having a lot of sauce. It's more overpowering flavor. The other one went for subtlety. This is more in your face, pow.
All right, so we're finished up with number 2. Let's move on to number 3, and let's give it the eye test first, as always.
I like this color. It is not as pale as that one, nor as dark as this one.
It's right in between.
Just right.
Yeah, Goldilocks effect.
Yeah.
Goldilocks effect. Lots of peanuts on top, which I like.
Yeah. Oh, that's the division of the takeout container. I was like, what an enormous piece of chicken.
That one's really unexpected, right? That's not sweet at all.
Smoked?
Smoked, but I feel like it's kind of, I would almost say really like peanutty.
Yeah, I definitely taste a lot
Like
of peanuts.
peanut butter, kind of.
Yeah, you're right.
They didn't chop the ingredients up super fine, because sometimes when you do that to food, then it's almost like a smoothie or something. Like, they leave big chunks of like the spring onion and the nuts, and like, look at this.
The
This
egg.
is a huge piece of spice right here.
When you guys go to the Ave and you have Thai food in mind, what are you expecting? Like, what is like, oh, I just can't wait to have, you know?
Peanuts. I'm excited about peanuts, and I'm probably hungry if I'm gonna get pad thai. So I want.
That's true. It's a lot of food usually.
I agree with Laura. I like peanuts a lot. I like just a good tasting meal. It's one of the more expensive things. I'm kind of treating myself.
Now we're gonna enter the judgment phase, and we're gonna judge it on our fingers, 1, 2, or 3, which pad thai we like best, and then discuss why that is.
All right, I'm ready.
So are you guys ready? I'm gonna go 1, 2, 3, and on go we're gonna reveal. 1, 2, 3, go.
Wow.
What did you guys like about number 1?
What did I not like about number 1?
Good question. I mean, the noodles were good. The rice was good.
The peppers, the flavorful spices, and whatnot, definitely all blended together very well.
Yeah.
That's what I like about this one so much.
Okay, so
I don't like that it's almost gone.
Okay, so are you guys curious to know where each of these pad thais are from?
Very much so.
All right, so this first one here, at a pre-tax and tip price of $8.75, is from Thai Tom.
Thai Tom.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
I've always heard good things about that place. It makes sense that I like it.
This middle one, at also $8.75.
Same price?
Yeah, same price. This one is from Thai 65.
Thai 65.
And finally, last but not least, from Tiger Room.
Tiger Room.
Okay.
From Tiger Room.
I like puns in my places, so Tiger, T-H-I.
And actually, this one was $7.70, so you save $1 by going to Tiger Room.
Wow.
Okay, so that pretty much wraps it up for this week's Best on the Ave for Pad Thai. Thank you guys for joining me.
Oh, it was very fun. Thanks for having us.
And we will see you back next week right here.
That was one of the tastier segments of the quarter.
I bet. And now, here's our profile of the student band Martingale.
My name's Andy Gaines. I sing, I play rhythm guitar.
My name's Ryan Shaw. I'm the bass player in the band.
My name's Nick Iverson. I play lead guitar and backup vocals.
My name's Mitch Haldeman. I play drums.
You can say that Andy was pretty much the founder and brought us all together.
And it started out as kind of a folk rock band, and then we switched to more rock alternative music later on. But we all have like different experiences playing. Like he's really into folk music and started out playing acoustic guitar and doing like Bob Dylan and stuff like that. And Ryan and I both like progressive music, rock music, like really instrumental, intricate stuff. And Mitch was trained as a jazz drummer.
He didn't really talk with us much for like the first month.
I still don't.
Not much has changed. But all of a sudden they had this drive to them that they had never had before.
Because we never had a drummer.
We had
really
a percussionist.
So this is the first time we actually like heard our songs with a set.
It became rock again, which was nice. So yeah, it felt fantastic for the three of us at least, and then we were like, oh, so much like it, so much like it, so much like it. And luckily for us, he did.
I studied abroad on a sailboat, and a martingale is part of the rigging on a sailboat. It's like you have the bowsprit and then the net that comes off of it. It's called the martingale, and I suggested it. Had a good ring to it. People liked it, so I stuck with it.
We went through some crazy names before that though. Literally, whenever we would go to practice, we would just start like naming things that we were seeing on the way up there. I think like handicap parking spot was one of them. We were almost wicked English. It was
almost.
It was close.
What I like about Martingale at least is it means a whole bunch of different things. Like the netting is definitely the main thing. You get to sit out there and watch it as it go forward. It's a bedding system. It's like a horse harness, a dog collar. It means a bunch of different things, which I like that because then it just means nothing almost. You know, it means whatever you want it to mean. And I think it fits our music very well.
The best idea I think we've had was there's a synthesizer that Mitch had at his house, and there's just one setting on it where it just makes a ton of DJ noises and like really random like yelling sounds like oh yeah and weird things like that. Dictionary, yeah. It just says these hilarious things. So we decided to just jam on that during practice. And we're like, wait, let's bring this to one of our shows and just set it in the front and have people come up and play it while we're just jamming. And so we went into this like funky jam song we have, and we set the synthesizer down in front, and almost everybody I think came up and played a little bit, and made some scratching noises on there, and oh yeah! We played shows with as few as 10 people, 10 to 15 at one of the gigs we played, and our last show we had 180 something. It was an awesome show. That's, I guess, build from there.
It like started out with like, you know, Facebook invites and whatnot, and it's like, you know, we get like 30 or 40, and now it's getting up to like 100.
You know, we got the MySpace, myspace.com/Martingale. You know, we advertise on Facebook and all that stuff, and then a lot of it I think is word of mouth, which is how our fan base is spreading. Because you know, we're not necessarily being played on the radio yet.
We just released our first album/EP.
It's self-titled, Martingale. We featured 6 songs that kind of did the spread of who we are as a band. You know, we got kind of more folky stuff, more rocky stuff.
We were putting in 16-hour days, maybe at the longest,
Yeah.
staying at the studio, and then doing it all over again in 3 days in a row of just music, and it was so fun though.
No, there's one day when it was the 17-hour day, I think, and all we had to eat the entire day was we got 1 meal of teriyaki, and then the rest of the day was M&Ms and energy drinks.
We were there recording, you know, I was handling a lot of the producing stuff, so, you know, I was there on the board, and we go out and get, I think, like, Nas or something like that. And these two drink their Nas, and then they're just, like, flipping out, and they're running around this, like, oh my god, they're just running around for, like, 15 minutes, and then they like, fell asleep. It was like, alright, I think it's a day.
It was definitely something special because it took like 10 months for us to complete. And, you know, we just kept wondering, when's this going to be done? When are we going to finish it? And then to finally have it done and complete and have the album in your hands. I think it's something you can look back on the rest of your life. And, I mean, I'll have it for the rest of my life. Maybe frame it or something.
It's crazy to have your CD up on iTunes and CD Baby and stuff like that. That was one of the eye-opening things for me is, like, you go on iTunes and buy all your favorite band CDs, and now you can go up there and buy ours.
You know, if we're successful enough, it's something I think we can all agree we'd keep going. But, you know, it's a tough world out there. You never know what's actually going to happen, and if we're going to be able to keep playing or where our individual paths will take us. So, I mean, it'd be awesome if we could stay together and if we got a label. And ideally, I mean, that's what I want.
It's been great, like, making the CD and playing these shows. I mean, we've done better than we've done ever before in any of our other groups, and we'll just do what we can, you know, and just keep on keeping on. But no matter what, we've done something, you know. No matter what, we have something to show for it, and we've got great memories. Played music that people liked, you know. And that I think means a lot to all of us. So no matter what the future holds, we've got that. And I think that means the world to us.
Well, that's it for this episode.
We'll be back April 9th with new episodes of The Daily's Double Shot.
See you then.